शान्तये सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। ॐ नारायणं पद्मभवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तं तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरुं सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। The topic for today is the truth that matters. What is a fact is validated to such an extent that it becomes a truth. It is a truth. And that truth releases, as it were, its own power to manifest itself. It keeps manifesting. What do we mean by this? On a relative level, we see a relative truth, which is we see opposites, pairs of opposites. We see gender, we see masculine, feminine. We see the polarity, positive, negative. So in one atom, we see an electron and a proton, and with their own qualities and properties, but blend together to make an atom. So you have this creation which is nothing but a balance of this polarity, these opposites. Creation is constantly seeking a balance. So you have, whether it is an amoeba or an organ like the kidney in the body or the galaxy, it is nothing but a manifestation of these principles. What are the principles? These opposites, positive, negative, masculine, feminine aspect. Then this attraction and repulsion. You find whenever there seems to be an imbalance, nature has its own way of setting its balance. Sometimes we have to wait and watch. But nature has its way. So this is portrayed by these stories in mythology. This story belongs to the time of the beginning of the clan of the Mahabharata. The clan of the Mahabharata were called Chandravamshis. The clan of Ramayana was called Suryavamshis. These were Chandravamshis. Now, through this story, you will see this play, this relative truth, because we are talking about relative truth. This play of opposites, this play of balance, this relationship between the actions of the opposites. So, you have the Devas and the Asuras constantly at war. And the Devas win because of their Guru. They have a Guru, Brihaspati. And their Guru performs yajna, so sacrifice. And because of the power of that yajna, because of all the prayers, collective prayers, these Devas somehow have an edge over the Asuras. They manage to win. For Brihaspati to perform the yajna, he needs the presence of his wife, Tara. She is the goddess of the stars. So Brihaspati and Tara, always a couple needs to sit together for this yajna. Now, as time goes by, Tara realizes that she is feeling lost with this husband who is only interested in the yajna. She feels neglected. And so, and also Brihaspati is Guru of the Devas, so very analytical. What she requires is perhaps some emotion, some looking at someone. So she, over a period of time, is now attracted to Chandra, Chandradeva, the moon, and the passionate moon, the emotional moon. That's his nature. And at one point of time, she leaves Brihaspati and she runs away to Chandra. Now, the Devas don't know what to do. Without Tara, yajna is not possible. Without yajna, their victory is not possible. So they go to Brihaspati and say, what should we do now? So what should you do? Go and bring her back. Then I can continue. So it's your job to bring her. So then they start analyzing. So Tara. And they think, what she has done is because she finds solace in Chandra, who is the loving one, the passionate one. And here Brihaspati is only involved in his yajnas and in his analysis with the Devas. However, weighing all the pros and cons, we realize, for the larger good, for the benefit of even the masses later on, we have to bring Tara back. So they go to her and explain to her that whatever it is now, you have to come back. She comes back. She just wait. The stars. She misses the story and there's no.
Can I say people to Lakshmi?
So they decide to tell Tara, so you please come back. Tara comes back. But it is very clear, Tara is going to have a baby. She comes back. Brihaspati thinks it's his offspring. Chandra thinks it is his offspring. She keeps quiet. Nobody asks any questions, she doesn't say anything. Till the baby in the womb discriminates and asks, who is my father? Baby in the womb. This is when the Devas say, such a discriminating child must be with sharp intelligence. He should be called Buddha, Mercury. That is the birth of Buddha. This is all the stories in psychology. But you will see, you just watch the story and watch the balance now. And so this Buddha is born. But knowing this, Brihaspati is so angry actually. He curses the child. So may you be neither male nor female. May your nature be of neuter gender. Napunsaka. Yeah, Napunsakaling. Neither male nor female. That's the curse on Buddha. When the Devas hear this, they try and explain to Brihaspati. So now you've already said this, but please understand, you cannot, he is your child because you are going to bring him up. Whoever the father may be, you become the father because of your rearing. And therefore, please be kind to him. Thereafter, Brihaspati understands. He's a good father. However, the curse is there. So here now, Buddha is of, he is, neither male nor Buddha grows up. And one fine day his mother tells him, now it's time for you to get married. He turns around and questions, are you going to get me a husband or a wife? Correct? Are you understanding? This whole thing is... So what am I going to do? Father says, everything is ordained in creation. It's just a time. Just wait. We will see. Don't worry about it. So we will see. And in time, this Buddha, he falls in love with one lady called Ila. And this Ila's background is very interesting. This Ila was originally a man, Sudyumna. That is the background. Look at how this is the play of creation, just portrayed as this story. This Sudyumna was once in a forest, and he didn't realize that forest was a place where Shiva and Parvati were alone. Lord Shiva and Parvati. And Parvati had enchanted that forest. She wanted to be alone with Lord Shiva and no other male around. So she made that forest enchanted, saying, all the males in this forest should turn female. So the lions turned into lionesses, and the peacocks turned into peahens. And actually Sudyumna was there. He became a woman, Ila. He was shocked because that's not what he expected. So he goes to Parvati and says, I cannot be like this. She says, now what is done is done. But I can tell you one thing. You can enjoy both the genders. So when the moon wanes, the waning moon, you will be feminine. When the moon waxes, you will be masculine. And you will have a perfect life. You do not need to be concerned about this at all. Now Ila was wondering, She, from her standpoint, what is going to happen to her? Here Buddha is wondering, what is going to happen to him? And they find a balance, they meet. Their offspring is called the Chandravamshis, the entire lineage of the Mahabharata clan. That is how we find that whole clan is very emotional, highly strung, the entire Mahabharata clan. Highly strung, very emotional people. Did you see the balance? This whole, it's really a drama. This whole story is like a drama. There are a lot of shocking things in the story, isn't it? A lot of shocking events. Were you shocked? You were. But you saw the balance take over. Isn't it? At a relative level, intelligence is looking at this balance, looking at these pairs of opposites, looking for answers through this balance. That is intelligence. Because at a relative level, this is the truth. Everything will find its own balance. Nothing is left alone, nothing remains isolated, nothing is alienated. Like we see in this story. Nothing is God forsaken, as we say. Okay? So our lives are dependent on this because we too have these extremes. Extreme shocks, extreme people, extreme natures. So in our own nature we have different opposite ways of reacting. Sometimes we are aggressive. Sometimes we choose to let things be. So an intelligent way of living is to watch for this balance. Relax in the sense of balance. Understand that the balance will take place if only I don't perturb things further. If I don't, because my agitation disturbs things further. There will always be a balance. There's always a solution if only one waits. That's at a relative level. That is intelligent living. Seeing through this truth that no matter what you do, you will be faced with these opposites. You will be faced with extremes. No matter where you go, no matter how much you hide yourself, you will be faced with them because that is creation. So on one hand, you can go on living, steering yourself intelligently between these opposites. Correct? On the other hand, there's one more. Remember we said this is a relative truth. There's one more aspect now. One can be lost in the fit. A cloth can have two different fits, a male fit and a female fit. The way the cloth is cut. The cloth being the same, you can have a male cut or a female cut. This male cut and female cut is exactly what we've spoken about, these opposites. Which we have to steer, keep on balancing somehow. Move from extremities, come to balance. Then it goes again, come to balance. So one can keep on dwelling on these opposites and living our lives this way. Or you let the fit be. You now question the truth of the cloth itself. You go past the masculine and the feminine form, the fit, and go to the truth of the cloth. What is truth of the cloth? So if you look at our lives, look at the personality. My life depends on what I think of myself and what I think of you. Correct? What I think of myself, what I imagine myself to be. My life depends on that. I don't know what I am. I have a certain education, a qualification, certain talent, certain skills, certain family background, and I take myself like that. Correct? If someone says I'm foolish, I believe myself to be foolish. So I have a label for myself. And the beauty is I also have a label for you. So I interact with you depending on my label about you. That is where conflict starts. You may think you are an angel, correct? Isn't it? Everybody thinks, I'm an angel. But the other person's label is, be careful of him, be careful of her. Correct? This is how we live, this is how we interact, based on these labels. So I don't know what I really am. I don't know the cloth, that is the cloth. I just go by the fit. My fit is, I am generous, or I am talkative, or I am short-tempered, or I am... That's the cut. I am an architect. This is my family background. That's the cut. Our whole interaction is based on this cut. Are you understanding? That is all the relative truth. That is the first half. That takes care of itself, like the story, The so-called shocking story takes care of itself. Now if you question the nature of the cloth, the nature of the cloth is, who am I really? What is the truth of myself? If you question, you won't get answers on your own. The Shastra will give you answers. And they will say, you are Sat, Chit, Ananda. It is the truth. Now what is this Sat, Chit, Ananda? They seem just three words to me. Sat means existence, means amness. I am. I know I am. I am, therefore I can think, I can speak. I am, therefore I can be Karta, Bhokta. I am not Karta, Bhokta, therefore I am. It is the other way around. I am, therefore I can be Karta. Isn't it? I can't escape that amness. That amness is there in the waking, in the dream. I am dreaming. It's there in the deep sleep. Really speaking, it is there even after the death of the body. Amness, just amness. The amness is clothed in this body, but the amness is there always. Unexpressed if there is no body. Amness is. Isness, amness, that is Sat. The next description about the truth of myself is Chit. Chit is nothing but consciousness, awareness. What awareness? Awareness that lights up the whole world. I am aware, therefore I light up the world. I am aware, therefore I light you up. I am aware of you, isn't it? Chit really means self-shining, self-effulgent. Self-shining means it doesn't need anything else to illuminate. It shines on its own. An example of self-shining is the sun. The sun illumines itself. It doesn't need anything else to illuminate. But even with respect to the sun is because I am aware of it. I light up the sun. Otherwise, there's no sun in deep sleep, isn't it? I am that chit. I light up everything else. You know, there is a beautiful prayer which is said when we perform this arati to the Lord. We light a small lamp, a tiny lamp, and to the Lord we perform this arati. And this, what do we say when we perform arati? There is a small prayer, 4 lines. It says, Na tatra suryo bhanti na chandra tarasha nema vidyuto bhanti uttoyam agnihi tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. The prayer. You know what it says? This agni which I am showing you is a small light, but to light you up, the sun cannot reach you. Na tatra suryo bhati. The sun cannot reach you. Na chandra taraka. The stars and the moon can't light you up. Na ima vidyuta. Lightning can't light you up. Where is my little flame going to light you up? That's the prayer. Because we are offering the flame too. Where the sun doesn't reach you, you are that. The sun doesn't light you up. The moon can't. The stars can't. The lightning can't light you up. Utto I am agni. Where is my little flame going to light you up? Because I have to. And yet it is a symbol. And then the next 2 lines say, you are the one due to which everything else is lit up, because you are chit, you are consciousness. Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam. Anubhati means light follows after you. You light up everything else. Tasya bhasa, your light, sarvam idam vibhati, lights up this whole jagat. That is chit, that is what we are talking about. And what is that? That is the Lord. That is also me. The nature of this cloth, do you remember? Sat, chit, consciousness. I light up everything else. To understand these two, do you have any difficulty? That I am Sat, I am Chit. I am Sat, I exist. Chit, I am conscious, I am aware. I am aware, therefore I can hear. Correct? To understand these two, it's easy relatively, isn't it? Everybody? Generally? You understand, I am Sat, I am Chit. Now, Ananda. I am Ananda, that is the third one. This is a little problem, you know, that I am Ananda. In fact, the talk, all this is only an introduction. This is the topic. This is now going to be the truth that matters. Okay? So I am Ananda. I am Satchidananda. Even when I say Ananda, you laugh as if, what Ananda? Half the time I am miserable. Correct? All right. If the Shastra says I am Satchidananda, all right, I am Satchidananda. I don't understand. Correct? There is the Shastra, it says you are Ananda. Now the question is how to. Are you really Ananda? Do you see it? Do you recognize? What is the proof you are Ananda? You have a doubt. And as long as you have a doubt, then the learning is not complete, isn't it? The truth is, I am Ananda, I don't see it. And 100 times, you know, the Shastra will tell you, you are Satchidananda, you are Satchidananda. You simply swallow. Nobody follows. All right. You know, there was this Guru and Shishya was teaching all this Shastra. And then this fellow got married. And he kept still coming to sad. So the Guru asked him, what happened to you? You were not yourself. He said, no, I'm a little upset because last night we had an argument, my wife. What happened? No, last night for the first time she called me a fool and I couldn't sleep. Why? Can't handle it. The Guru laughed. He says, for years I am saying, you are Ananda, that you don't understand. Once your wife said you are a fool, then you are taking it so seriously. It's true. So what is it? What is this Ananda? Is it true? And if it is my nature, what is stopping it? Why don't I see it? So let us look into this carefully. Now pay attention. Because to understand Sat and Chit is not a problem, isn't it? Ananda, you have to